Hi, everybody. This is Vadim Krutov. I am Bitfury Chief Operating Officer, and thanks for having me here today at the Synopsis event. Very glad to present and share our insights. So let me share the screen. I hope it works. All right. So what I like about crypto community is the thing that we are different. We may be sitting in different parts of the world. We may be doing different things. We may have different color of our skin, but we are all working and dreaming together. And we use the power of technologies to do good. And this is really a remarkable thing about crypto and blockchain community. The sad thing, though, is that the world is different, and in the world, we may see more and more often that technologies are used to do terrible things. For instance, AI with its superpower is increasingly often used to produce fakes and manipulate our minds. And biotechnologies, they are used to produce deadly viruses or biological weapon, and as well as powerful computers. They are increasingly used for mass censorship and autonomous vehicles. We all saw increasing number of use of autonomous vehicles for killing rather than for doing wonderful stuff and allowing people to do creative works. So everything, all this improper use of technologies creates hate, creates fear, and leads to global inequality. So this is just an illustration to show you what it costs for children in Congo to mine cobalt, which is used to produce batteries for electric vehicles. So it's just terrible to see, and they absolutely don't deserve it. And ultimately, all these things, they lead to wars and other terrible events. When our founder and CEO had a chance to meet with United Nations General Secretary, he asked this question, like, what's wrong with this world? And the answer was that everything what we see, all the terrible things, they are happening because of human greed, or to put things broader, because of low global ethics. And this is one of the fundamental things that are happening, that technologies, as we all know, they are rapidly growing, and this growth is accelerating, while ethical development is obviously lagging behind, and the gap increases. So we just cannot tackle with these superpower of technologies with our current relatively low state of ethical development. But this is only part of the story. So the second part of the story is that global is governed in a centralized or mostly centralized manner. And superpower belongs to governments and corporations. And sad thing is that their agenda differs from ours agenda. And here you see a citation from a CEO of Global Arms and Defense Corporation, who advocates for war, actually, saying very sad things, that the wars are happening and we will produce weapons. So it's obviously not our motivation. We are not, or we were not born to kill each other. And we like to co-create, we like to cooperate, and we like to do wonderful things together, but killing each other is obviously not a wonderful thing, at least for majority of society, till we get brainwashed. And we feel that it's wrong. We absolutely feel that it's wrong. Maybe we do not always realize it's wrong, but we feel it. And there is global trust of decreasing, there is global trend of decreasing trust to governments and media and businesses. Not more than half people globally, just think of it, globally trust governments and trust media. So to summarize, this is how we see the simplified formula that represents the root cause of global challenges. So increasing power of technologies multiplied by lagging ethical development of society and vulnerable nature of centralized systems, because those who are in the heart of those centralized systems, they are also human beings and they are subject for greed and ethical values. And the fact that they centralized power in their hands, it's actually the last drop in creating these all these terrible things that we see in the world. So what we can do about it? Unlikely we can turn back progress and back to the Stone Age, and unlikely we can increase our ethics overnight, but probably we can do something with centralized role of governments and the way how the world is governed. And this is what you see represent on the slide. You see the representation of global thinking evolution, and great minds like Machiavelli, Hobbes, Kant, Nietzsche, they all thought about the role of government and how to make the world better. Interesting thing is that over time, this thinking evolved from the concept of super centralized power and having mandates for everything, including morality, social morality, to more decentralized concepts where individual rights have more and more power. And for instance, Nietzsche advocated against use of morality for manipulations. And ultimately, Karl Marx, he advocated for self-governed society and disappearance of the state. So interesting thinking, but if you look around, we are not quite there. And the question is why? So the answer is more or less obvious. And the answer is that neither system and neither centralized system is interested or motivated to self-disrupt, to ruin itself and to offer some other concept. Every centralized system does it best to prolongate its lifetime and to keep working and living and managing and to keep staying in power. And we were lucky enough, all of you and I was lucky enough to witness the emergence of absolutely different concept of how the world may be governed. And this concept was invented and offered by mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto. So what he effectively offered is the way how to make the system, specifically financial system, global financial system, self-governed and independent of whatever centralized power. So all the decisions, they are taken in a spirit of cooperation, or as it is called, consensus. And this concept was later transformed into being a Web3 concept. And the idea was to apply these groundbreaking ideas to the government concept as such, to the way how firms are governed and potentially to the way how states are governed. And what is absolutely wonderful thing about it is that technologies, they proven to have disruptive potential, and they disrupted industries, they disrupted entire economies, they changed the world completely. And right now we have a chance to apply Web 3.0 concept to disrupt how the world is governed and to try to completely flip this system. So let's imagine, let's dream together how self-governed world may be looking like. So first of all, and I am a huge believer in the concept of education, So instead of doing these terrible things, as you see in the left top part of the slide, children, they may have access to education. And just imagine if all the knowledges and all the firms who create this knowledge, they store their knowledge on Web3 decentralized network in different forms. It would make it possible for children all over the world to get access, equal access to knowledge, to the most wonderful and interesting and actual ideas. And they will not have to suffer. And in the world of hyper-automation, of hyper-robotization, all this dirty work, it needs to be done by robots. This is what robots and autonomous vehicles have to use it for, not to kill us and not to do other terrible things against humanity, but to help humanity, while human beings can learn and can acquire digital skills, creative skills. And second thing is the collaboration medium. Right now, we see that the social networks, they used to separate us, although initially they were invented to join us together. But right now, they used to manipulate our mind, to separate us, to create hate. And if we imagine that there is Web 3.0 network that is censored in a decentralized manner, that is censored by consensus, and no one can have access to manipulate our mind and prohibit second opinion or third opinion. So it will be much better world with boundless opportunities and healthy social interaction. As a result, again, in a world of hyper-automation and robotization, knowledge workers will have the leading role, and creators will have the leading role. And by use these wonderful power of cooperation tools and collaboration tools, such as Web 3.0 network, they can work everywhere. They can be everywhere, and they can work everywhere in a digital super sphere, I would say, and creating digital products. And underneath these wonderful applications, there should be three fundamental things, such as global ID, that should serve as our identifier, global distributed data network, and this is what is missing right now. Maybe with things like Filecoin or other similar networks, we may see emergence of such a media storage concepts, but we are not quite there yet. And global distributed settlement network that would allow to transact all these individuals regardless of where they are located, and it's in place, it's Bitcoin. And interesting question is, if we as humanity are able to self-organize, self-manage, to earn money and to do other things in these digital supersphere, what the governments will do and how their role would change. And we think that actually their role will transform to being global utility providers. So they will take care of our security, they will take care of ecology, they will take care of basic things like medical help on the ground and other stuff. And they will not intervene, or they will not try to censor our thinking. They will not try to manipulate our minds, and they will focus on things that they can do and they are allowed to do it. And actually, interesting thing is that if we are all going to be working in a digital supersphere, we will be free to choose where we live. And governments, they will compete for our residency. They will be interested in attracting interesting people, so that they can meet, they can have a walk together, enjoy a wonderful environment. And again, governments will compete for residency, for physical residency of citizens of the 22nd society. And this is the way how Web 3.0 can completely transform the world in theory, and switching it from table things like power abuse, manipulation, hate, fear, wars, to much better things which we are all about. Is I'm talking about friendship, love, unity, equal opportunities, and ultimately peace and happy life. And we at Bitfury, we do a lot of things. So we do artificial intelligence, we do mining, we do blockchain analytics, breakthrough cooling technologies. So we do a lot of stuff. We're diversified technology group. But when we invest into businesses, when we develop businesses, we always keep in mind the concept of doing good. So we do our best to apply technologies to do good things. And this is in our spirit, this is in our DNA. And this is what I would encourage every one of you to do. This is how we can we can make the world better. And if you just imagine that every one of you will explain to your parents, will explain to your friends, will explain to your grandmas and grandpas the concept of Web 3.0 in a simple words and how it can transform the world. The technologies are not always evil. Technologies can be used for good, and everyone who you told about it will do the same and the same and the same again. So we can have a global reach of 8 billion people just in 33 days. So good ideas can spread fast, and I would encourage every one of you to contribute into it. And I'd like to conclude my presentation with these ambitious summary, like Web 3.0 can really help to make the world better and can make the renaissance of humanity a reality for all of us. And just one final statement, I'd like you to understand what you are actually doing. So when you work in Web 3.0, whether mindful or not, but you are contributing into bringing this concept to reality. So I wish you great success. I wish you great luck. Keep working in Web 3.0. Keep contributing to making the world better. So good luck to you. Thanks for listening.